Hello, Michael Mandaville here with the Creative Explorer and how I write. So, first thing I have to do, of course, before writing is get my coffee the right color. And after that, you got to get down to it. And a lot of times, faced with a blank page, I find it's a lot easier to use something I call versioning. So, what do I mean by versioning? Well, let's examine, first of all, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition. So when I have a version, I like to look at it this way. We all know the common term, hey, that's another version of something. Another version of a musical play or another version of a TV show or something. So it's usually a sense of a copy of the original, a new play on it. And in point of fact, when I go here, you'll see an arrangement, a couple. One is an arrangement of a musical composition, or this is the one I prefer, a form or variant of a type or original. In this case, it says an experimental version of the airplane. Now, when you're actually writing, I think this is useful to have this kind of definition and to think about it. And what I like to do is this, is I will be working on a project, get an idea, and then create another version of my script so that I could actually kind of implement my bold idea. And you'll see that I've done that numerous times. I arbitrarily typed in right here version 12 on the Mac search bar, and you'll see here's my Ace Hardin Ring of Fire version 12. Dawn's Early Light has a version 12, and so those are just a couple things. If I actually just type in version 9, we'll go back a bit, we'll even get more. Here is something about an episode of an Olympics word. Here is some Taken 3 budgets, because I do that as well. And at the same time, what's the point of versioning? The point of versioning is that it will allow you to be bold and think forward with your idea. In other words, you can always go back to what you were working on, but now you're going forward with a new idea and striking boldly. So there's an emotional freeing there of the author, the writer, the creator that wants to hold on to something that's tangible. By using a versioning concept, and I literally will have, I think, version 40. So the idea is to just create a new version and let yourself go forward. And the idea of freeing yourself from any kind of mental restraints that you might have. And I think that this is an essential part of being a creator, is to boldly go in certain directions. So what you do is simply put your initials on it. In my case, I use MM, and then I will put V1, V2, V3, etc. Sometimes a couple in a day. Sometimes it depends how it's going. I might use one every other day. But there's an element here, I think, that allows you to keep moving forward and implement strong ideas, ones that maybe you might say, oh, that's a bit of a risk. Well, take that risk. Because using versioning, you can always go back to what your original intent was if you don't like it, right? Maybe a little cut and paste work or something like that, but nonetheless, you'll know where you've left off and where you're going. And as they say in the Star Trek world, I want you to boldly go where no one has gone before. And I think that's an important part of writing and creativity. So try using versioning. The worst thing is that you're going to have a lot of little copies of it, which I put into my old files, and sometimes I save and sometimes I delete when I get to the final version of my script or work. But this is a very useful way to mentally free yourself from the subjugation of what exists and what might be. So give it a try on this technique called versioning, and good writing.